What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and for weeks now, Alec Baldwin has done anything and everything he can to try to push the blame away for what happened on the set of Rust. First, by retweeting all these articles specifically blaming the assistant director for everything. Then, doing a press conference where he decides he wants to play the victim because he's being chased around by the media and chased around by the press. Now you have people like his brother coming out and trying to defend him and saying that, well, it's obviously all for political reasons. That's the only reason Alec Baldwin's getting this kind of criticism. Well, now you have someone who is on his side politically who's coming out and saying, no, this is ridiculous, this is insane, and he can't believe that this went down on Alec Baldwin's set. And that person is George Clooney. George Clooney is slamming Alec Baldwin for a lot of different things that occurred on the set of Rust, between his handling of the gun and also, as a producer, the amount of shortcuts they decided to take by hiring inexperienced people and breaking all these safety protocols. Take a look at the headline from Yahoo. George Clooney calls the fatal Rust shooting infuriating. And I kind of like this headline a little bit more from Daily Mail. George Clooney slams Alec Baldwin for having live bullets on set. But this is the more complete article. We're going to go through this one right here. George Clooney calls the fatal shooting on the set of Rust infuriating and insane. On the WTF with Mark Maron podcast, the Oscar-winning actor weighed in on last month's movie set disaster in which a gun discharged by Alec Baldwin shot and killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injured the director Joel Souza. Clooney said the deaths of Brandon Lee and John Eric Hexum in 1984, who were both friends, made gun safety on the set utmost importance, so he's in disbelief over what transpired in Rust. The 60-year-old actor, who says he doesn't know Baldwin very well, but doesn't think there was any intent by anybody to do anything wrong, described it all as a terrible accident. And I will agree with that. I think it was just extreme negligence. I don't think that Alec Baldwin meant to shoot anyone. I'll say that. I've said that from the very beginning. I still maintain that. Clooney goes on to say there's very specific protocols that people follow. Every time I'm handed a gun on set, every time they hand me a gun, I look at it, I open it, I show it to the person I'm pointing it to, I show it to the crew. Every single take. Then you hand it back to the armorer when you're done. This is what George Clooney says. Now, we have heard very differing things from different people in the industry based on who is responsible for doing what. I don't think there's one set guideline that every single set uses, but a lot of actors, especially prominent actors who have used firearms a lot, have said things similar to this, that they always will check it and show everyone, regardless of who hands them the gun. Part of it's because of what happened to Brandon. Everybody does it. Everybody knows. Maybe Alec did that. Hopefully he did do that. According to reports, no, he absolutely 100% did not. But the problem is dummies are tricky because they look like real rounds. They have a tiny hole in the back from which someone's removed the gunpowder. He says because the likeness, he doesn't just inspect the gun visually. Every time I get handed a 6-gun, so a revolver, you point it at the ground and you squeeze it 6 times. He says, noting it's just insane not to. So he's calling Alec Baldwin insane right there. If Alec Baldwin indeed did not do it, which I'll report that he did not do that. Clooney discussed finger pointing, including the first assistant director, David Halls, being the one to declare a cold gun and give it to Baldwin. I've never heard the term cold gun, Clooney said after his years of movie making. I've never heard that term, literally. They're just talking about stuff I've never heard of. It's infuriating. So Clooney kind of is letting loose and talking about a lot of this, a lot of things that are involved in this shooting that we've been talking about for quite some time. He said he's been on set for 40 years, and the person that hands you the gun, the person who's responsible, is either the prop person or the armorer, period. Now, we have heard a couple things about that, specifically that one of the reasons the armorer wasn't there on set and that they had to go to the cart was because of COVID protocol, which wouldn't not surprise me if there were some stupid regulations because of COVID that ended up resulting in the death of someone. Wouldn't shock me in any way, shape, or form, to be quite honest with you. But according to reports, Dave Halls is the one that took that on set. Not the armor, not anything, the assistant director. Amid the investigation, Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office said in court documents that the chain of custody with the gun began with prop master Sarah Zachary, taking it from the prop truck, giving it to the armorer. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, who is 24 and served as armorer on just one other film, loaded it with rounds from a box of dummies, but one of the rounds was apparently live ammunition. So Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, that's who they're saying loaded the gun. Gutierrez-Reed claims she showed the gun to Halls, who for his part has said he didn't thoroughly inspect it before giving it to Baldwin. And Baldwin then discharged the round, killing the 42-year-old director of photography. He blamed the production company for skimping on the indie movie. Baldwin is also a producer of the film. So not only is he taking shots at Alec Baldwin for what he didn't do with the gun in his hand, but he's taking shots at Alec Baldwin as a producer and with everything that happened, all the decisions that were made. A 24-year-old person shouldn't probably, with that little experience, be headed up a department with the guns and bullets, he said to Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, who's the daughter of Thel Reed. He said in disbelief, "Why, for the life of me, this low-budget film with producers who haven't produced anything wouldn't have hired for the armor someone with experience." He said the fact that there was live ammo mixed with dummies, that is insane. It's insane. It's infuriating. Clooney spoke of being friends with Hexum, who died after a set involving a gun in 1984, and was even better friends with Brandon Lee. He talked about he and Lee as aspiring actors, played basketball 3 times a week together at the Y in Hollywood. He called The Crow Lee's big break and revealed his cousin, actor Miguel Ferrer, was the best man at Lee's wedding. So obviously, gun safety and all that stuff is very important to George Clooney, considering how close he was to Brandon Lee and probably why he's so passionate about this specific thing. Clooney talked about the series of stupid things that happened leading to Lee's death regarding the handling of the gun. Ultimately, a bullet from a dummy round got lodged in the tip and no one was aware of it. The bullet then became dislodged when a blank was fired. We've talked about that and some of the similarities involved in this. Obviously, it didn't involve any thing in the barrel or a blank being fired. No, it was a live bullet that was in the gun that Alec Baldwin fired. It's a series of tragedies, but also a lot of mistakes, a lot of stupid mistakes. George Clooney letting loose on what he feels about what exactly went down on the set of Rust with Alec Baldwin, what kind of responsibility that Alec Baldwin bears through this entire thing. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Again, Alec Baldwin continues to try to make excuses, but now you have other people in Hollywood coming out and saying, man, you should have done this and you should have done that. Let me know in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.